Quiet Storm, story of deception, discovery, and perfect revenge. Part 1. Cracks in the Frame. Marie Baxter had always believed in the quiet power of love, the kind that wasn't flashy or loud, but steady, respectful, and true. At 41, she thought her life had settled into something resembling contentment. Her husband Jack was a successful project manager in a mid-sized architectural firm in Chicago. Their daughter Olivia was away at college, and Marie ran a boutique interior design business from home that let her express her creativity on her own terms. Their suburban house was tidy and warm, the kind that smelled like brewed coffee and lemon cleaner. Jack kissed her on the cheek every morning before heading to work. Marie always sent him off with a travel mug and a smile. But over the past few months, something had changed. It was small at first. Jack started working late more often. Then came the secretive texting, the vague explanations, the new cologne, the shift in his eyes when he looked at her like he was no longer seeing her, but something in the way. Marie noticed it all. She just didn't say anything. Not yet. She wasn't the type to jump to conclusions. She watched, observed, collected. And what she discovered would shatter everything, but also ignite a part of her she didn't even know was still alive. Part 2. The Slow Unraveling. It started with a receipt. Marie had gone to wash Jack's favorite coat one Sunday afternoon. In the pocket, she found a crumpled-up receipt from a restaurant she didn't recognize. It wasn't unusual for Jack to eat out with clients, but what caught her attention was the timestamp. 9:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. He'd told her he was stuck working late on a budget presentation. She Googled the restaurant. It was a sleek downtown Italian place with white tablecloths and 5-star Yelp reviews. Not exactly a spot for casual work dinners. That night, Marie didn't confront him. Instead, she smiled as he came home, asked if he was tired, and brought him a cup of tea like always. But the seed had been planted. She started checking his pockets more often, then his car, his laptop when he forgot to log out. Within a week, she had a name. Alicia Donovan, early 30s. Worked in Jack's office. Marie remembered meeting her at the Christmas party last year. Tall, chestnut hair, perfect red lips. The kind of woman who knew her effect on men and wielded it like a weapon. The betrayal hit Marie in waves. Not because Jack had found someone younger. Not because Alicia was beautiful. But because he thought she would never find out. That night, Marie stood in the kitchen, staring at her own reflection in the darkened window, and whispered, "You think I'll just cry about this?" She smiled. "You have no idea who you married." Part 3. The Art of War. Marie spent the next few weeks becoming two versions of herself. The first was the one Jack knew. Pleasant, warm, distracted just enough by a new client to explain her late hours. She still cooked his favorite meals, still smiled, still pretended to believe his lies about overtime and client dinners. The second version was something colder, sharper. She stopped looking at him with love and started looking through him like glass, taking notes, calculating angles. Her mornings were spent designing living rooms. Afternoons were spent documenting every lie her husband told. She created a digital journal on a private drive, protected by a decoy password. Every suspicious activity was logged. Thursday, April 4th, left home at 6:40 a.m., said he had a team meeting. Call log showed a 17-minute conversation with Alicia at 6:28 a.m., Saturday, April 13th. Said he was playing golf with Rick. Rick was at a wedding in Arizona, checked via Facebook photos. Wednesday, April 24th, came home without socks. Didn't notice until Marie asked him to take out the trash. Each entry ended with a single word in bold. Recorded. By the end of the month, Marie had access to his cloud storage work calendar, and even a burner phone he'd hidden in the garage under the seat of his old motorcycle. That was where she found everything. Text messages between Jack and Alicia, plans for weekend trips, dirty jokes, even pet names. The pain stabbed at her like broken glass under skin. But instead of crying, Marie sipped her tea, renamed the folder on her drive Phase 1, and began Phase 2. Part 4. Strategic Assets. Step 1 of her plan was money. Marie quietly opened a new checking account under her business name. Then, over several weeks, she began transferring small amounts from their joint accounts, carefully disguising the transactions as design expenses and vendor payments. She rerouted her business payments directly to the new account. She also consulted a lawyer, not in her local town. In downtown Chicago, Marie met with attorney Natalie Reyes, a former divorce litigator with a reputation for discretion and ruthlessness. Natalie was smart, cold, and clearly impressed with Marie's quiet strategy. "You don't want to confront him?" Natalie asked during their second meeting. Marie smiled calmly. "No, I want to end it when I control the outcome, not when he sees it coming." Natalie nodded. "Then you're already winning." They drafted the separation paperwork carefully. Marie had always been the quiet one in the marriage. Jack had handled their taxes, their mortgage, their retirement accounts, but Marie knew exactly what to ask for now. She'd reviewed their investment portfolios, combed through Jack's 401k, and found a second credit card account he hadn't told her about. That card had been used at hotels, spas, jewelry stores, and not for Marie. She printed everything and labeled it Exhibit B. Proof of Financial Misconduct, Part 5. The Red Heels Incident. One evening, Marie hosted a casual dinner for Jack's colleagues. She cooked short ribs, made an apple tart from scratch, and decorated the house like a magazine layout. Alicia arrived late, of course, wearing red heels and a smile that tried to be innocent. Marie greeted her at the door with a hug. "You look beautiful," Marie said sweetly. Jack always said red was his favorite. Alicia blinked, smiled nervously. Throughout the night, Marie played perfect hostess. But every conversation, every compliment, was laced with just enough edge to rattle Alicia. When she offered wine, she said, "Careful, Jack doesn't hold his liquor well after 2 glasses. Ask him about Vegas. Right, hun?" Jack laughed stiffly. Later that evening, Marie accidentally left Alicia's phone in the bathroom and made sure to run a cloning app on it. In 30 seconds, she had everything. Texts, location data, photos. That night, Marie discovered a hidden gallery of selfies Jack had taken in Alicia's apartment. One featured him lying in bed, shirtless, with Alicia's dog licking his face. She didn't cry. She opened the gallery, selected the image, and emailed it to herself with the subject, Insurance, Part 6, The Trap. In June, Jack told Marie he had a corporate retreat in Lake Geneva, 3 days, no phone access. Team bonding. Marie kissed him goodbye. Then she followed him. She didn't tail his car herself. She hired a private investigator named Leo Grant, a former detective who now specialized in marital cases. Marie gave him a full rundown, including Jack's hotel and Alicia's work calendar. Within 12 hours, Leo had photos. Jack and Alicia kissing in a hot tub, sharing champagne on a balcony, Jack wearing the robe Marie had bought him for Christmas. Marie paid Leo in cash and took the evidence straight to Natalie, her attorney. "This," Natalie said, flipping through the manila folder, "is gold. When this hits, he'll be lucky to keep his toothbrush." "Don't hit him yet," Marie said. "Why not?" "'Cause I'm not done." Part 7. The Fall. On July 12th, Jack came home to find the house perfectly clean. Dinner on the table, and Marie wearing the same perfume she'd worn on their honeymoon. "Happy anniversary," she said sweetly. Jack blinked. "Is it?" "Of course it is," she said, pouring him wine. They ate. They laughed. He even made a move to kiss her, emboldened by wine and nostalgia. Marie smiled and handed him a thick envelope. "What's this?" Jack asked. "My gift to you." Inside was everything. Printouts of his texts, photos of him and Alicia, credit card statements, legal documents, and at the very bottom, a copy of the divorce petition, already filed. Jack's face drained of color. "You? How did you?" "I stopped trusting you when you stopped respecting me," Marie said, standing. "This house is in my name. Your office cleared out. Your car repossessed. Turns out you used our joint savings for the down payment. I want it back." "You can't." "I am." Marie picked up her purse. "You have 72 hours to leave. After that, I'll have you removed." And then she walked out. Jack chased after her, begged, swore it was a phase, that he didn't mean it, that he'd never really left. But Marie wasn't listening anymore. She wasn't mad. She was done. Part 8. Storm settles. 3 months later, the divorce was finalized. Marie kept the house, full custody of the retirement funds, and even secured a spousal support arrangement that left Jack gasping. Alicia dumped him after seeing her own name in legal documents and learning about the financial fraud tied to the credit card account. Jack moved into a rental apartment above a laundromat and tried to rebuild. Marie? She expanded her interior design business, hired a small team, and started getting interviewed by local magazines. Her calm, calculated approach to rebuilding her life became a quiet inspiration in women's circles. And one October evening, she sat by the fireplace with a glass of red wine, watching the leaves fall outside, and opened a handwritten letter from Olivia. "Mom, I heard what happened. I want you to know I'm proud of you. Not just for surviving it, but for standing your ground without ever losing your dignity. You showed me how powerful a woman can be when she's not afraid to walk away from what doesn't value her. Love always live." Marie wiped a tear, not for Jack, but for herself, for finally realizing she was never weak, just quiet. And quiet can be devastating, like a storm that doesn't announce itself, but takes everything when it passes. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and ring the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching.